Everyone makes mistakes, we are all human. However, you've probably never made a mistake as bad as this. These huge oversights and mistakes have cost these people billions. Here is a list of the absolute most expensive mistakes made in history. Number 10. Spanish submarine mistake, $2.2 billion. The Isaac Peral submarine was built by the Spanish government in 2013. Engineers created a submarine that could get to the bottom of the ocean, just fine. However, a miscalculation was made. The submarine was unable to resurface again. The submarine engineers tried to rectify this issue by making it bigger. However, it now couldn't fit in the seaport where it was supposed to live, causing more expensive changes. All in all, it cost the Spanish government $2.2 billion. Number 9. Sinking of Prestige, value, $6.9 billion. Despite its illustrious name, through 2002 the Prestige became a rundown oil tanker with 26 years of delivery work beneath its widespread belt. Even as it was carrying 77,000 metric lots of oil, the Prestige got stuck in a storm off the coast of Spain. The delivery took on water, causing engines to shut down. As the ship leaked oil into the sea, the group evacuated. After numerous days of discussion and put off, the delivery was finally introduced into harbor in Spain. The ecological damage, cleanups, and legal charge, $6.9 billion. If the ship had been better maintained, it probably might have withstood the typhoon and the oil spill by no means might have occurred. Number 8. Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster, cost, $12 billion. Fukushima Daiichi became a nuclear power plant on the coast of Japan that sadly received international notoriety in March of 2011. An earthquake induced the reactors on the plant to shut down, but it additionally brought about a tsunami. The tsunami shut down the plant's backup generator, stopping the necessary cooling technique from taking place. Following this unlucky chain of events, 3 nuclear reactors melted down and hydrogen explosions released risky radiation into the air. A 2012 research determined that every one of these events have been totally preventable. Sadly, guidelines for the plant's necessary renovation have been unnoticed and catastrophe struck at Fukushima. Number 7. Columbia disintegrated on re-access, price, $13 billion. The gap going back and forth to the Columbia crash of 2003 will unluckily cross down in history as some other spacecraft twist of fate that ought to by no means have happened. The go back and forth became torn apart upon re-getting into the Earth's atmosphere due to a chunk of froth that fell from the trip's outside tank, breaching its wing. All 7 astronauts on board Columbia have been killed. When Columbia took off 16 days prior, a similar difficulty with falling foam had taken hold, however not anything was done to correct the hassle. This tragic incident brought about the entire NASA space trip fleet being retired in 2011, and NASA bore exquisite public scrutiny for not taking precautions to relax the foam at the shuttle's tank. Number 6. The Dubai Aquarium leak, $20 billion. Who would have thought that one little, leaky panel joint could cause all this havoc? Certainly not the engineers and construction workers that created the biggest aquarium in Dubai known as the Indoor Ocean. Luckily, the leak was recognized in time, and all of the animals inside the aquarium survived. However, in order to fix the leak without disturbing the hundreds of huge sharks, and highly exotic creatures inside, nearly $20 billion was spent. Number 5. Mercedes-Benz buys Chrysler, value, $20 billion. Mercedes-Benz parent corporation Daimler-Benz merged with Chrysler in 1998, intent on transforming the 2 agencies into one international vehicle powerhouse called Daimler-Chrysler. With one branch in the US and the other in Europe, the employer hoped to dominate the auto market on each continent. Daimler-Benz paid $37 billion for Chrysler, however, alas, the deal didn't stand the test of time. Due to subculture clashes and variations in exceptional, the 2 companies struggled to peer eye to eye. Then, within the 2000s, a recession drove Chrysler sales into the gutter. Daimler-Benz in the long run offered Chrysler in 2007 for $7 billion to Cerberus Capital Control Company, an organization whose area of expertise is restructuring failing organizations. Number 4. Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Value $61 billion. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill inside the Gulf of Mexico is taken into consideration as the worst oil spill in history. 210 million gallons of oil had been spilled following an explosion at the drilling rig. Oil threatened marine and natural world habitats from Louisiana to Florida, and the spill persisted for months as workers tried time and again to forestall the float of oil. In the end, an investigation discovered that BP, the British agency liable for the Deepwater Horizon rigger, had cut corners on protection with disastrous results. Slicing corners grew to become very expensive for BP. Cleansing up after the disaster and paying related fines and prison prices has stuck the corporation with a $61 billion bill. Number 3. Deepwater Horizon. Oil rig explosion, $65 billion in 2010. The world was shocked by images of the explosion of the BP Deepwater Horizon. Oil slicked the ocean for hundreds of kilometers around. It was an environmental and economic disaster, like we'd never seen before. The company involved, Transocean, had to pay $1.4 billion due to the U.S. Clean Water Act. BP also had to pay an estimate of upwards $65 billion in penalties, compensation and losses. Number 2. AOL buys Time Warner. Value $146 billion. In the year 2000, the dot-com bubble became at its top. AOL changed into Seemed because the maximum up-to-date tech employer in the world, and the Time Warner deal became hyped to the max. AOL paid $182 billion to buy Time Warner, together with Time Warner cable programs to their then well-known domestic net services. Just a few months later, the dot-com bubble burst, inflicting AOL's fee to say no swiftly. In 2009, Time Warner struck out on their own with a valuation of $36 billion. Newly unmarried, AOL's cost had dropped to simply $2.5 billion. In 2000, AOL conceived their reign because the main home internet service should by no means surrender, but only some brief years proved them very, very wrong. Number 1. Chernobyl catastrophe, cost, $590 billion. The Chernobyl disaster is the worst, maximum lethal nuclear twist of fate of all time. The worst part is, it passed off because of some completely preventable errors. On April 25, 1986, a drill simulating an electricity outage at Chernobyl brought about out-of-control reactions and a steam fire that burned for 9 days. 134 workers had been hospitalized due to radiation publicity, and 31 of them died in the following few weeks. 14 of them might later die from most cancers, likely because of the radiation. The Chernobyl energy plant ran on a Soviet-designed reactor that wasn't as code for usage everywhere else within the global. Layout flaws in that reactor brought on the horrible incident, and irreparable damage happened. So this is for today's video. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe our channel for more interesting videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Do you know who are the top 10 richest people in the world? If no, then this video is for you. So before starting the video, please like this video. Do subscribe and turn on the notification to our channel for future updates. As of 2021, there are reportedly 2,755 billionaires on Earth, with an estimated total net worth of $13.1 trillion. Of this amount, the top 10 richest people in the world account for $1,153 billion, or roughly 8.8%, which is impressive when you consider that they represent around 0.36% of billionaires. So we have compiled for you the list of top 10 richest people in the world. Mukesh Ambani. Rounding out the top 10 richest people in the world for 2021, is Mukesh Ambani of India. Now the richest person in Asia, Ambani has a net worth of an estimated $84.5 billion. 9. Sergey Brin. Similar to his Google co-founder, Sergey Brin also swelled his net worth massively in 2021. The tech guru is now worth an estimated $89 billion thanks to a seemingly endless run of success for the world's most popular search engine. 8. Larry Page. Google co-founder Larry Page was able to take his wealth to a new level in 2021. The American entrepreneur is now worth an estimated $91.5 billion, thanks to a surge in working from home and diversified products. 7. Larry Ellison. American business magnate Larry Ellison also had a whopping year. The Oracle co-founder has major shares in Tesla, which surged enormously in 2021, giving him one of the biggest paydays in recent memory. 6. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett may be the world's sixth richest person, worth $96 billion, but 2021 marks the first year since 1993 that the revered investor running Berkshire Hathaway has not appeared in the top 5. The stock expert and investment legend, better known as the Oracle of Omaha, raised his net worth by $28.5 billion. 5. Mark Zuckerberg. Rounding out the top 5 is Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, at $97 billion. The tech entrepreneur may have come under fire in recent times, but that didn't stop him from swelling his net worth by an eye-watering $42.3 billion. 4. Bill Gates. Former world's richest man Bill Gates also had a solid year. The Microsoft co-founder ranks no. 4 at $124 billion, thanks to the strong share performance in Microsoft, Canadian National Railway and tractor maker Deere & Company. 3. Bernard Arnault. French luxury goods tycoon Bernard Arnault managed to hold onto his spot at no. 3. But that doesn't do his year justice. Arnault raised his fortune to $150 billion, from $76 billion, due to an 86% rise in the shares of LVMH, owner of brands including Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior, and cosmetics retailer Sephora. 2. Elon Musk. Tesla and SpaceX chief Elon Musk was the biggest gainer in dollar terms this year, flying into the no. 2 spot. Musk is now worth a monster $151 billion, a whopping $126.4 billion more than a year ago, when he ranked no. 31 and was worth $24.6 billion, thanks to a 705% climb in Tesla shares. At one point this year, he was actually the world's richest man. However, fluctuating stocks saw him slip comfortably into the second position. 1. Jeff Bezos. Amazon boss Jeff Bezos has become a familiar face at the top of Forbes' wealthiest people in the world list. This is the 4th year running he has taken home top honors, and it comes after a massive year for his distribution and retail business. The Jeff Bezos net worth figure is now up to $177 billion, a jump of $64 billion from a year ago as a result of surging Amazon shares. So that's it for today's video. What are your thoughts on our video? Please let us know in comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification before you go. Thank you so much for watching.
Singapore is an amazing place, so different from all the other Southeast Asian countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Myanmar, or the Philippines. It is actually more similar to American cities like New York. Just think about it. The city built on the ground with no natural resources, on a tiny spot of land with nothing but great ideas, must be different from everything else. Singapore is unique on a global scale. Keep on watching to discover the most amazing Singapore facts. Fact number 1. You shouldn't buy chewing gum in Singapore. One of the interesting facts of Singapore is that this Singaporean law is one of the funniest we have ever heard of. Chewing gum, except dental and nicotine gums, is officially forbidden in Singapore. You won't find chewing gum in any store. Only a doctor can prescribe it to you. Why does Singapore have such a weird law? It is all about cleanliness. The government's main goal is to keep the country clean, and we all know how many people throw chewing gum on the street without thinking about how disgusting it is. So no chewing gum. It's also not allowed to eat and drink on public transportation, buses and MRT. This is for the sake of cleanliness again. With so much good food sold across the country, it might be hard to resist, but you wouldn't want to get a fine. Fact number 2. Singapore is the only island city-state in the world. This is one of the coolest facts of Singapore. There are only 2 surviving city-states in the world: Monaco, the Vatican, and Singapore. But Singapore is the only one situated on an island, and 62 small islets. What's more interesting, Singapore is a really small country, but it's not the smallest on Earth. Fact number 3. The most famous hotel in Southeast Asia is situated in Singapore. If you have ever been to Southeast Asia, or at least read something about this area of the world, you must have heard of the Marina Bay Sands. This is the most famous hotel not only in Singapore, but also in the whole ASEAN. What's special about this place? First of all, the architecture. The Marina Bay Sands consists of the 3 buildings, and a huge boat-shaped roof on top of them. See the pic of the buildings above with the boat above us? Isn't that architecture impressive? Secondly, an infinity pool is situated on the rooftop, and it is considered one of the best in the world. Last but not least, among the interesting Singapore facts about this hotel events. A lot of major events happen in this hotel. The grand final of Asia Got Talent show is just one example. Fact number 4. Singapore was a Malaysian city in the past. The history of the city-state. One of the very interesting facts about Singapore is that some people still don't realize that Singapore is not only a city, but also a country. When talking with other people, we often hear that they think Singapore is just another Malaysian city like Kuala Lumpur. It is not anymore, although these countries are connected to each other. Some Malaysian people go to Singapore to work and earn money, and Singaporean people visit Malaysia very often during their free time, like weekends. The best among the unknown Singapore interesting facts here is that Singapore was a part of Malaysia till 1965, when it was thrown out of Malaysia by a democratic vote. Fact number 5. Singapore is home to the world's favorite airport. Here's another interesting fact. Changi Airport has been voted the world's best airport 8 years in a row. This is no surprise to anyone who's been there. Fancy a swim or relaxing soak? You can watch planes take off from the rooftop pool and jacuzzi. Need to stretch your legs? Take a stroll amongst hundreds of flowers in the sunflower garden. Want to see something spectacular? Visit the Rain Vortex, a gorgeous green space featuring the world's tallest indoor waterfall. It's so good, some people treat the airport as a destination in itself. If you're thinking about traveling to Singapore, you may want to schedule a few extra hours to enjoy Changi when you arrive and depart. You might even hope that your flight gets delayed. So these are some interesting facts about Singapore. Comment your thoughts below on which fact amazes you the most.
Do you know about the top 10 best stadiums in the world? If no, then this video is for you. So before starting the video, please like this video. Do subscribe and turn on the notification to our channel for future updates. Sports or events are best experienced in the stadiums. Whether it's a football game or a musical event, the audience prefers to watch it live over other media, to get first-hand viewer experience. With the world having much love for football, the need for better and bigger stadiums has always resulted in some iconic infrastructures, several of which have become world's best stadiums. If you are unaware of where these beautiful stadiums are located, below is the top 10 list of football stadiums in the world. 10. Soccer City, South Africa. Opened in 1989, the first National Bank Stadium, known as Soccer City, was renovated in 2009 ahead of the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Although it is home to South African club side Kaizer Chiefs, the stadium is fondly remembered for hosting the showpiece event of the 2010 WC final. But also for hosting the opening game and goal of the tournament, Siphiwe Tshabalala finding the back of the Mexican net with a thumping effort. The incessant noise of the vuvuzela can prove hard to ignore, but it should take nothing away from a truly wonderful football stadium. 9. The Maracana, Rio de Janeiro. The Maracana is one of the most notable stadiums in world football, situated in one of the most beautiful cities throughout the world. The stadium hosted the 1950 decisive World Cup group stage match. There was no final that year, between Brazil and Uruguay, that saw a staggering capacity of 199,854. Although the hosts tasted bitter defeat, the match will go down as one of the classics in the game's history. 8. San Siro, Italy. Known as the San Siro, the multi-purpose stadium is home to 2 football heavyweights and arch-rivals AC Milan and Internazionale. It is the country's most famous and largest ground, with some of the game's greatest footballers gracing its pitch and having hosted European Cup and Champions League finals. The The San Siro is one of the most revered and respected stadiums in the world. It can carry 80,018 people and is designed in such a manner so as to give every spectator maximum visibility regardless of where he may be seated. The last major renovation for San Siro, which cost $60 million, was that of 1987 to 1990, for the 1990 FIFA World Cup. It was decided to modernize the stadium by increasing its capacity to 85,000 spectators and building a cover. The municipality of Milan entrusted the work to the architects Giancarlo Ragazzi and Enrico Hoffa and to the engineer Leo Finzi. To increase capacity, a third ring was built, only in the two curves and in the west grandstand, which rests on 11 support towers surrounded by helical ramps that allow access to the public. 7. Anfield Road, United Kingdom. Though not a huge stadium in terms of capacity by any means, capacity 45,276, the legendary atmosphere at Anfield known throughout the world makes the home of Liverpool one of the great stadiums. Home to the Reds, who have won 5 European Cup titles, Anfield is always a treat for members of any visiting team, though it continues to instill fear into any opposition. From the famous "This is Anfield" sign hanging in the tunnel, to the passionate home fans singing, "You'll never walk alone," Anfield will forever be a favorite amongst players and fans alike. 6. Santiago Bernabéu, Spain. The Santiago Bernabéu is home to one of Europe's most successful club. With 9 European titles to their name, Real Madrid's place in the upper echelons of world football is secure, and there could be no more fitting venue for such a club to play. Originally opened in 1947, the Santiago Bernabéu has since been renovated twice, in 1982 and 2001, in order to match the ambitions of the Galacticos. The stadium has been home to many of the world's greatest players over the years, with the likes of Ferenc Puskás, Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo all strutting their stuff in the famous ground. The world's most expensive player, Gareth Bale, moved to the Santiago Bernabéu early this season, reaffirming Real Madrid as a footballing giant. Though overshadowed by the Camp Nou's capacity, the Santiago Bernabéu has always been a first pick when it comes to hosting football events, and, due to its prestige, is likely to do so for years to come. 5. Azteca, Mexico. Mexico City's Estadio Azteca is renowned for its huge capacity, 104,000, and electric atmosphere when full, but it will go down in history as the only stadium to host 2 World Cup finals. Unfortunately for England fans, it is also the venue for Diego Maradona's infamous "Hand of God" goal. The venue may not be fondly remembered by the enormity of England fans, but there is no denying that the stadium, the third largest football stadium in the world, is one of the finest around. 4. Camp Nou, Spain. The Camp Nou is Europe's largest football stadium, capacity 98,757, and is home to one of the great football teams. Barcelona's motto, "Mesq un club, more than a club," is iconic throughout the footballing world, and their stadium is a huge part of everything Barcelona stands for. The capacity of the Camp Nou once eclipsed 120,000 for the 1982 World Cup finals, but due to changes in laws regarding standing in stadiums, it has now been reduced. The stadium's capacity has varied greatly over the years, opening at 106,146, but growing to 121,401 for the 1982 FIFA World Cup. Apart from hosting Barcelona, Camp Nou is home to the Catalan team. 3. Old Trafford, United Kingdom. Old Trafford's tenants split opinion. You either love them or you hate them. But irrespective of your slant, there's no hiding away from the fact that the Theatre of Dreams is a truly magnificent venue. Opened in 1910, the home of the Red Devils now seats over 75,000 fans, after its 2006 renovation, and is England's largest club stadium. With former manager Sir Alex Ferguson recently leaving his post, Manchester United look set to embark on a new era. One thing's for sure, however, Fans from around the world will continue flocking to the cosmopolitan Old Trafford to take in the magic of the stadium and to watch one of football's most successful clubs. 2. The Allianz Arena, Germany. The beautifully designed Allianz Arena is home to both Munich-based football teams, Bayern Munich and 1860 Munich. It is the only stadium across Europe that is able to change colors to reflect which of the two teams are playing, red for Bayern and blue for 1860 Munich. The stadium has been a huge hit with both sets of fans thanks to the fans being closer to the pitch, something that caused an issue at the previous site. The Olympia Stadion, which had a running track around the pitch that made for a rather poor atmosphere. The relatively new Allianz Arena will surely make a name for itself as one of the greatest stadiums in world football for years to come. Effective with the city's approval of modifications that was granted the 16th of January 2006, the legal capacity of the stadium increased from 69,000 to 71,000 spectators, including standing room. The lower tier can seat up to 20,000, the middle tier up to 24,000, and the upper tier up to 22,000. 10,400 of the seats in the lower tier corners can be converted to standing room to allow an additional 3,120 spectators. The total capacity includes 2,000 business seats, 400 seats for the press, 106 luxury boxes with seating for up to 174, and 165 berths for wheelchairs and the like. 1. Wembley, United Kingdom. Wembley Stadium is, without doubt, the most iconic stadium in world football. Capacity, 90,000. Reopened in 2007, the new Wembley was built on the site of the previous 1923 Wembley Stadium. Famous is one of the most electric atmospheres in world football. The new design has encompassed everything that was great about the original stadium and has added to that further. The famous Twin Towers may no longer be standing, but in their place is the Wembley Arch. Holding some of the most prestigious events in European and international football is now commonplace at the home of football. Designed by Populous and Foster and Partners, the stadium is crowned by the 134-metre-high, 440 feet, Wembley Arch, which serves aesthetically as a landmark across London as well as structurally, with the arch supporting over 75% of the entire roof load. Stadium was built at a cost of £798 million or $1.1 billion USD, £1.2 billion or $1.7 billion USD cost today. Wembley Stadium does not have a retractable roof which covers the playing surface. Two partially retractable roof structures over the east and west ends of the stadium can be opened to allow sunlight and aid pitch growth. So that's it for today's video. What are your thoughts on our video? Please let us know in comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video big thumbs up and turn on the notification before you go. Thank you so much for watching. Do you know what are the top 10 most expensive homes in the world? If no, then this video is for you. So before starting the video, please like this video. Do subscribe and turn on the notification to our channel for future updates. Imagine your dream home, then triple it in size, add decorative detail and huge pool. Then it will probably make this top 10 list. As much as we love our own homes, it's always interesting looking at some of the most expensive, luxurious properties around the world. So we have compiled for you the list of top 10 most expensive homes in the world. 10. Xanadu 2.0, Washington, D.C., USA. Home to the co-founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates, this 66,000 square foot home is a bespoke home for Gates. It took him 7 years and $63 million to design and build, and we are so impressed with the outcome. Xanadu 2.0 houses a 60-foot pool, 2,100 square foot library, a hidden bar and even remote-controlled wall artwork. Valued at $125.5 million, £94.5 million, it comes as no surprise that one of the richest men in the world and his home has made the list. 9. 18-19 Kensington Gardens, London, UK. This home boasts 12 bedrooms, 20 parking spaces, an indoor pool and an immaculately presented garden. Valued at approximately £97 million, $128 million, wouldn't it be lovely to live here? 7. The Pinnacle, Montana, USA. This absolutely stunning house is the largest property in the Yellowstone Club, a private ski and golf community for the mega-rich. Not only does this home show beautiful, lodge-like design in and out, but is also situated in a location where there is either lots of green or lots of snow. Valued at $155 million, £117 million, this home offers multiple floors, a gym, wine cellar, private ski lift and even heated floors. 7. Palazzo di Amore, California, USA. It comes as no surprise that one of the most expensive homes in the world is found on Beverly Hills. Jeff Green, a successful estate entrepreneur and American politician, owns this beautiful property that genuinely looks like a holiday resort. It comes with 12 bedrooms, 23 bathrooms, tennis courts, a huge swimming pool with waterfalls, a 27-car garage and even a private movie theater and ballroom. Valued at $195 million, £147 million, this is certainly one of the world's most expensive luxury houses. 6. Ellison Estate, California, USA. Located in the Woodside is this $200 million, £151 million, estate owned by Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle. Due to its value, this estate holds 10 different properties, a man-made lake, tea house and bathhouse, all with an immaculate lodge-like design in and out. With stone fireplaces, comfy velvet sofas and wooden pillars, this estate is the ultimate wooden property with outstanding lake views. 5. 4 Fairfield Pond, New York, USA. This 63-acre property is the home of Ira Renner, owner of the Renco Group, a holding investment company in auto manufacturing and smelting. With 29 bedrooms, 3 light-up swimming pools, 91-foot dining room and its very own power plant, this home is definitely an expensive one. In addition to this, 4 Fairfield Pond has a property value of $248.5 million, £188 million. 4. Villa Les Cèdres, French Riviera, France. This 18,000 square foot villa home is quite literally a royal heaven. This home boasts 14 bedrooms, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a ballroom, a 3,000 book holding library and a stable big enough to home 30 horses. With a value of €352 million, £302 million, this beautiful home should definitely make the top 5 most expensive homes in the world list. 3. Villa Léopolda, Côte d'Azur, France. This 50-acre countryside estate includes a huge greenhouse, a pool house, outdoor kitchen and a guest house. It is owned by Lily Safra, a Brazilian philanthropist, but it is situated in a stunning, peaceful countryside location in France, so maybe the €661 million, £567 million, is worth the price. 2. Intilia, Mumbai, India. Valued at 82 billion rupees, £906 million, this is quite possibly the most extravagant property in the whole world. Whilst building a 27-story home in one of the most poverty-stricken areas in the world might sound slightly and harshly boastful, it is owned by Mukesh Ambani, who is the chairman of Reliance Industries. The home is 400,000 square foot with 27 high ceilings and it has been brought to light that the building can survive a deadly earthquake. 1 Buckingham Palace, London, UK. Back to our home country, it looks like the Queen of England is quite literally the queen of property, too. With a value of £1.17 billion, this crown property boasts 775 rooms, including 188 staff rooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 78 bathrooms and 92 offices. Wow, its presentation is absolutely immaculate and a highly expensive and one-of-a-kind art masterpieces and chandeliers. So that's it for today's video. What are your thoughts on our video? Please let us know in comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification before you go. Thank you so much for watching.
Dubai is one of the most curious cities on the planet. Though the city got its start in the early 1800s as a tiny little fishing village, most outside its borders didn't really care about it until the 1980s. That's about the time the Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed, established Emirates Airlines. The Sheikh's plans were to expose the Western world to all Dubai had to offer, and boy did it work. Corporate executives of all shapes and sizes flocked to Dubai, attracted by its oil-based wealth and incredibly lax tax laws. It's true. For a long time, money made in Dubai by a foreign company was simply not taxed. For many countries, this is still the case. Even a country like the United States, who does tax income that their citizens earn overseas, waits until you earn over $90,000 to send in the taxman. But that alone wasn't enough to catapult Dubai into the stratosphere. The tragic events of 9/11 caused that. After the terrorist attacks on the United States, the country passed the Patriot Act, which made money laundering far more difficult to pull off. This made Arab business people in the Middle East quite uneasy about investing in the USA, so they turned elsewhere. That somewhere wound up being oil-rich, tax-free Dubai. The new Sheikh Mohammed's 2002 decision to let foreigners own real estate in the city, something they could not do in any other Gulf area city, was the final selling point in convincing Middle Eastern and Western business types alike that Dubai was the place to be. Thus, Dubai became a super metropolis, seemingly overnight. Numerous gigantic modern skyscrapers suddenly sprang up as if summoned by magical forces, and business began to boom. Thanks to the internet, Dubai essentially went viral over the past decade. People simply cannot get enough of a city so sleek and futuristic looking. You half expect to see George Jetson flying around on his way to work. Many choose to live there rather than simply look. The city doubled in population between 2002 and 2008, quadrupling its urban footprint at the same time. All this incredible and rapid-fire construction and growth begs the question, how much did it cost to build this city? It cannot have been cheap. Despite what the band Starship insists, you cannot build a city on rock and roll. You need serious cash. Of course, a question like this is impossible to answer with a strict number. After all, where would you begin? Do we need to know how much money it cost to start up a little fishing village in the 1800s? Is there any way for us to know that? Even if we simply focus on Dubai's advancements this century, there's no real way to know how much every house and every building in Dubai cost. But we can get an idea based on some of the most impressive skyscrapers in the city. By doing so, we'll learn that the total cost of building a city like Dubai is an awful lot, but not quite in all the areas that you might assume. The website Emirates Woman listed the 20 most expensive buildings in the world, and nothing in Dubai even cracks the top 10. The most expensive building in Dubai is the Princess Tower. This 107-story skyscraper, which was the tallest residential building in the world until 2015, only cost $2.17 billion to build. Dubai doesn't show up on the list again until the 19th spot. That honor goes to the Burj Khalifa, which cost $1.5 billion to build. This despite it being the tallest building in the world by a wide margin, at a positively dizzying 829.8 meters, or 2,722 feet. On a side note, the most expensive building in the world is the 99-acre Al Haram Mosque in Saudi Arabia. That place cost an unimaginable Dr. Evil-approved $100 billion to build. The second costliest building, also in Saudi Arabia, only cost $15 billion. While Dubai's pricing points aren't that much cheaper than the average skyscraper, it's pretty clear much of the money it took to build Dubai did not go into its residential and commercial properties. No, the majority of what it took to turn Dubai into Dubai went toward other, more ambitious projects. You've probably seen the famous Palm Jumeirah, a man-made island that looks like a giant sand dollar. It started life in 2001 and quickly became a hub for the super rich. Perhaps most famously, David and Victoria Beckham live there when they're not busy kicking around soccer balls or spicing up your life. It cost a reported $12 billion to put together enough sand and rocks to erode the water and form the island of Dubai's dreams. But Palm Jumeirah isn't the only artificial island Dubai has invested money in. Check out the World Islands. These are 300 tiny, man-made islands that, when seen from up above, take on the shape of a world map. Construction on these islands began in 2003, stopped in 2008 when the world's economy skidded to a screeching halt, and only picked up again in 2018. The world is now complete, though many of the islands are unoccupied and starting to erode. That's a shame considering it cost Dubai around $14 billion to assemble this thing. Maybe you can negotiate Antarctica for a cool $100. Never mind the world. How about the universe? Yes, Dubai has also put money into a series of islands that, when complete, will take the shape of the Milky Way galaxy. We're not sure exactly how much this incomplete project will ultimately cost Dubai, but we can take a guess. It's about 3 times as large as the world islands. That's not exactly drawn to universal scale, but we'll let that slide. So it will probably cost about $40 billion when all is said and done. Then there is Jumeirah Garden City, which costs around $90 billion and isn't even complete. The global financial crisis of 2008 stopped this 12-district mini-city in its tracks, and it's not yet restarted. It's probably for the best. Whenever we think of 12 districts, we think of kids being drafted to kill one another in the Hunger Games. Not too many countries should want that as their image. There's also the Al Maktoum International Airport, which is also not currently complete. It's scheduled to become fully operational by 2025, and so far cost around $80 billion. But for a place like Dubai, which is all about everything being bigger and better than everywhere else, having the largest airport in the world is completely on brand and will be worth every penny. How about the mythical Dubai Land? Once complete, it will be the world's largest retail and entertainment mecca, dwarfing the Walt Disney World Resort. It's unknown when the entire thing will go live, but we do know that it has cost over $64 billion to put together so far. The city is also hoping to launch the Arabian Canal at some point. This 75-kilometer-long wonder will be the largest man-made canal on the planet once complete. We don't know when that will happen, but we do know it will run approximately $50 billion to finish. Dubai has many other projects of various shapes and sizes in various planning stages, and even the sharpest financial mind could only guess rough estimates as to the cost of those. All of this is to say that while it's extremely expensive to build an ultra-modern city like Dubai, it's nearly impossible to pinpoint an exact price. What's more important is how much a place in Dubai would cost you. The answer? Quite a lot. If you plan to visit Dubai, expect to fork over a significant chunk of change, hundreds of dollars easily, to enjoy yourself. After all, those man-made island universes and Disney-shaming resorts won't pay for themselves.
Ten richest companies in the world. What is the richest company in the world? If you think tech companies dominate the list, you thought wrong. There are several parameters by which the richest companies in the world are ranked. These include market cap, revenue, profits, and brand value. Here are the top 10 richest companies in the world today. Number 10, Alibaba Group, $620 billion. The Alibaba Company is one of the biggest virtual trading platforms in China and the world, attracting the attention of buyers by both affordable prices and a wide range of goods presented. Founded on April 4, 1999, the company provides consumer, and business services through web portals, as well as electronic payment services, a search system for customers, and cloud computing. The headquarters is located in Hangzhou, China. It was founded by billionaire Jack Ma and is currently headed by Daniel Shangji as the CEO. China's biggest e-commerce company had 117,600 full-time employees by the end of March 2020. Number 9, Tencent, $738 billion. Tencent is a venture company, a conglomerate, an investment holding, and one of the largest companies in the gaming industry. This Chinese giant, founded in 1998, occupies the 9th position in the ranking of the most expensive and richest companies worldwide. Its services include social networks, mobile games, music, web portals, payment systems, e-commerce, internet systems, smartphones, and multiple-player online games, which are among the largest and most successful in the world in their respective categories. The headquarters of Tencent Seafront Towers, also known as Tencent Binhai Mansion, is located in the Nanshan district, Shenzhen. As of 2019, the company had 62,885 employees. Number 8, Facebook, $757 billion. Facebook was developed by Mark Zuckerberg in February 2004. The Facebook social network is currently visited by more than 2 billion people every day, and the market value of $584 billion is simply an astronomical indicator of popularity for the internet project. Today, Facebook yields more than $22 billion net yearly profit due to online advertising. Moreover, the company is a leader in terms of profitability since its net profit increased by 54% within the past year alone. Facebook is headquartered in Menlo Park, California, USA, and employs about 52,000 people. Number 7. Tesla, $834 billion. Tesla is the world's largest electric vehicle manufacturer, which also manufactures solar panels and batteries. At the end of 2020, Tesla and 27 other U.S. companies formed the Zero Emission Transport Association, ZETA, which will promote the transition of all U.S. vehicles to electric traction. The company currently has several electric vehicle models, including a sedan crossover, roadster, and even a large truck for cargo. Tesla was founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, and only in 2004, Elon Musk became the main investor of the company and chairman of the board of directors. Although Musk was not the founder of the startup, it was thanks to him that the company achieved such heights and worldwide fame. Tesla is headquartered in Palo Alto, California, and employs around 48,000 people. Number 6. Alphabet Inc., $1.2 trillion. Google, the internationally famous internet company, recently changed its official name to Alphabet because the company was out of the scope of Google's search engine long ago. And now it owns plenty of other companies as well. Sergey Brin and Larry Page, who jointly created the mega company in 1998, are the heads of the internet holding. More than 30 popular services and sub-companies are part of the holding: AdWords, Android, YouTube, to name a few. Google is headquartered in California and had 127,498 employees as of 2020. Number 5. Delta Electronics, $1.4 trillion. Delta Electronics, Thailand, Public Company Limited is a subsidiary of Delta Electronics Incorporated. It is engaged in the production of electronic products that include various power supplies, industrial and construction automation systems, infrastructure for alternative energy and electric transport, and much more. The parent company was founded in 1971, and a regional office in Thailand was established in 1988, and now, in terms of market capitalization, the subsidiary is aiming to become the most valuable company in the world. The president of the Thai company is currently Mr. Chang Thai Hasing. It has over 83,000 employees on its payroll. Number 4. Amazon Inc., $1.5 trillion. On January 7, 2019, Amazon became the most expensive company in the world for the first time, overtaking its competitor, Microsoft. Today, it ranks 4th in the list of the most valuable and richest companies in the world. Amazon is an American retail company that sells and delivers various goods over the internet. Internet users, suppliers, and producers can sell any goods on their own by using Amazon's website as an online venue. The company's major business line is selling various items. The popularity of service soared thanks to high-quality goods, low prices, prompt delivery, and a wide assortment. It was established in 1994 by Jeff Bezos. Amazon is headquartered in Seattle, Washington, in the United States. According to the overall estimates, the company employs about 647,500 and has more than $162 billion in assets at the given moment. Its annual turnover amounts to approximately $232 billion. Number 3. Microsoft, $1.6 trillion. The third richest company in the world is Microsoft. The internationally famous corporation was founded in 1975 by Bill Gates, who is one of the richest men in the world today. At that time, Microsoft was the first software developer that suggested using packaged software for home computers that would thereby make the PC experience user-friendly and intuitive. This software, the Microsoft Windows operating system, was a real breakthrough since it allowed ordinary users to master PC skills easily. The system brought the company incredible success and huge profit. Today, Microsoft is one of the leading companies in the PC software market as well. It releases new generation Windows operating systems, a set of applications to work with documents called Microsoft Word, and many other software programs. Besides, Microsoft produces its own mobile devices and accessories, video, audio, and office equipment. The company is headquartered in Redmond, Washington, United States, and employs approximately 163,000 people. Number 2, Apple, $2.2 trillion. For a long time, Apple was the most valuable company in the world, but due to the situation with the disappointing iPhone sales, it's lost its primacy. Yet the situation is much better now. The company is winning its position back. Today, Apple is the third in terms of market capitalization. At the same time, the company continues to occupy the first position on the most expensive brands list. Today, the company logo is recognized by many people as Apple became truly the most successful brand. Its value is estimated at $1.2 trillion by experts from rating agencies. The company was established on the 1st of April 1976 by Steve Wozniak, Ronald Wayne, and Steve Jobs. The trio initially engaged in the assembly of home computers and producing proprietary models of PC. But their greatest success came just in recent years when Apple introduced the line of its mobile products to the world. The iPhone smartphones and the iPad tablets. Nowadays, the range of its products is wide and includes smartwatches, computers, and laptops, tablets, and smartphones, and more. However, the hallmark of Apple gadgets' popularity is high-quality, stylish design and a brilliant marketing program by Steve Jobs. Today, the company has thousands of offices, brand stores, and service centers worldwide with a staff of nearly 132,000 employees. Apple is headquartered in Cupertino, California, USA. Number 1. Saudi Aramco, $2.4 trillion. After the successful issue of shares on the stock exchange, Saudi Aramco, Saudi Arabian Oil Company, became the most expensive and richest company in the world. It officially published its financial statements first in 2019. Shortly after the release of the shares on the Tadawul Stock Exchange, the company's value almost reached $1.9 trillion. The oil giant has exceeded all expectations with the issued shares. Its IPO is considered one of the most successful in history. They say that Saudi Aramco is going to use almost all the profits for various mergers, purchases, and expansion of its influence in the world. In particular, the company intends to become a leader in the production of liquefied natural gas. Today, Saudi Aramco is considered one of the world's leaders in oil production and reserves. SA already has branches and subsidiaries in China, Japan, Russia, the United Arab Emirates, the USA, Great Britain, and other companies. The company also collaborates with Lukoil, Rochdale Shell, Total SA, Sinopec, and others. It is owned by the Saudi Arabian government. The main office is located in Dhahran, and it has over 79,000 employees. So there you have it, 10 richest companies in the world. I'd say that Tesla deserves a higher spot. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications.
During the summer months, nothing is as relaxing as kicking back by the pool and enjoying the sun. From backyard swimming pools to massive reservoirs, these water features offer recreation to people all over the world. But some pools are so extreme they take on a sinister quality. Today we're looking at the 10 scariest pools in the world. After thousands of years of erosion, many rock pools have formed near the Great Victoria Falls, the legendary waterfalls located in Zambia. One of these naturally occurring pools is located right on the edge of a vertiginous drop. Devil's Pool is indeed the ultimate infinity pool. It is a protected area that only allows a maximum of 24 people at any one time. The utmost care is taken to protect and preserve the natural habitat of the area. There is only one company that has been issued with an exclusive operator's license to conduct the Livingstone Island and Devil's Swimming Pool tours. Many people have turned to illegal guides to take them to these amazing pools, but without the right expertise, there have been a number of serious accidents. From the lip of the pool to the crashing waves below is a whopping 103 meters. That is more than enough to result in a fatal fall, though there is a natural barrier at the edge of the pool, which will hopefully protect visitors from a precarious plunge. Devil's Pool is open during the drier months of the year, usually between mid-August and mid-January, when the Zambezi water levels are low enough for swimmers to take a dip. It was supposed to be a fun day out at the water park, with hundreds of people enjoying the gentle swell of a wave machine while riding inflatable rings. But when machinery malfunctioned at the Yulong Shuiyuan Water Park in northern China in August 2019, it instead generated an enormous tidal wave that swept away unsuspecting swimmers, causing at least 44 injuries. A video of the accident shows dozens of visitors being hurled into the air as the artificial tsunami crashes through a pool packed with adults and children. The wave was forceful enough that it pushed huge volumes of water over the edge of the pool, prompting bystanders to rush away from the edge. Though rumors circulated that the wave operator had mistakenly set the wave controls to the maximum setting, the South China Morning Post reported that it was likely a power issue in the control room. According to the initial stages of the investigation, the incident was caused by a power cut that damaged electronic equipment in the tsunami pool control room, which led to the waves in the tsunami pool becoming too big and injuring people, a Longjing city announcement said, according to the South China Morning Post. An Italian spa complex just opened a swimming pool certified by the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's deepest. Named the Y40 Deep Joy, the pool is now the star attraction at the Hotel Milipeni, located in the Montegrotto Terme Resort area, near Venice, Italy. This isn't the kind of facility aimed at jaded business travelers hoping to cram in a few laps before they head upstairs to order room service. Deep Joy features a shaft that plunges down until it hits a depth of 138 feet, a space that could easily accommodate a 13-story building. The cylindrical-shaped pool will be heated to 32 degrees Celsius and require an immense amount of energy to maintain this temperature. And of course, the cave is meant for indoor scuba diving. Guests of the spa can visit various caves and grotto spreads throughout the various levels of the immense swimming pool. Travel guidebooks call Qipu Falls a glorious little hidden place and a swimming hole extraordinaire. But the alluring beauty of the waterfall and natural pool conceals a deadly side. 5 visitors have drowned at Qipu Falls in the past 5 years, leading to the notorious nickname the Pool of Death. In most of the cases, the swimmers jumped off of the top of the waterfall into the pool of blue-green water about 20 feet below, then were pulled to their deaths while attempting to swim to the shore. Others have suffered chest injuries, rope burns, perforated eardrums, and broken and sprained ankles. A teenage girl was paralyzed after jumping there. Native Hawaiians and other locals know from experience that fluctuating tides and seasonal changes can make this the swim of a lifetime or the end of a life. 3 men were caught on camera by a spectator as they jumped in and out of the pool, but it wasn't long before they were in trouble. At the start of the clip, 2 of the men flip into the water from a rock above, while a friend looks on. One half of the acrobatic pair pulls himself up onto the rocks and looks on as his friend attempts to do the same. At this point, the pool shows its hand in an alarming manner. The water level suddenly lowers dramatically, then rises up rapidly, launching the man still in the water up onto the rocks. Thankfully, all 3 individuals are able to swim against the current and survive the harrowing experience in the pool of death. With such a varied and intriguing past, it's not surprising that the Queen Mary has been voted one of the top 10 most haunted places in America by Time magazine. Among the ghosts reportedly still hanging around is an engineer who died in the ship's engine room, a lady in white, and various children located throughout the ship, including the first-class pool. The ghosts seen in the first-class swimming pool seem to be exclusively female, and there are reports of at least one adult woman and a little girl named Jackie that haunt this location. Over the past 60 years, the Queen Mary has been the site of at least 49 reported deaths, not to mention having gone through the terrors of war, so it comes as no surprise that spectral spirits of her vivid past continue to walk within her rooms and hallways. Located 50 feet below the water level is the Queen Mary's engine room, which is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. Used in the filming of the Poseidon Adventure, the room's infamous Door 13 crushed at least 2 men to death at different points during the ship's history. The most recent death, during a routine watertight door drill in 1966, crushed an 18-year-old crew member. Dressed in blue coveralls and sporting a beard, the young man has often been spied walking the length of Shaft Alley before disappearing through door number 13. Tours are only offered during the day, because when the sun goes down, the spirits aboard the Queen Mary come out to play. At the time of its completion in 2006, the San Alfonso del Mar swimming pool was the largest in the world. Located in Algarrobo, Chile, the pool is simply enormous. The giant man-made pool, set along the coastline, is larger than 20 Olympic-sized pools and holds a whopping 66 million gallons of water. Crystal Lagoons, the creator of the pool, claimed at the time that it was 6 times bigger than its closest competitor, the Ortlieb Pool in Casablanca, Morocco. Not only is the pool long, but it's deep. It held the Guinness World Record for being the world's deepest at 115 feet, and upkeep costs a cool $2 million annually. If you're wondering how it manages to fill up every day, considering the amount of water required to keep this pool functional is about 250 million liters, wonder no more. The pool uses a computer-generated suction and filtration technology to pump in water from the sea, which is filtered before it is pushed into the pool. This technology also ensures that this water is pumped out from the other end of the pool. The size is impressive, as is the fact that no lifeguards are on duty. Suddenly, the serene pool experience has a certain dangerous connotation. However, thousands of tourists every year are willing to risk their safety to enjoy this luxurious pool. Scandinavia, a region in Northern Europe, is renowned for its high quality of life, progressive politics, and happy citizens. Some believe that the secret to Scandinavian health lies in the ancient tradition of winter swimming. From the western tip of Norway to the eastern shores of Finland, locals jump into the freezing Baltic Sea in the middle of winter, often fully nude. Of course, they usually warm up immediately afterward in a seaside sauna. From a neurological point of view, this practice has been proven to release endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin in the brain, all chemicals related to happiness. Other benefits include enhanced blood circulation, a boosted immune system, and an increase in calories burned. Another bonus, most swimmers finish their dive with a customary trip to the sauna, which not only helps to relax the mind and body, but also to release toxins. However, all these benefits may not be enough to lure a skeptic into the freezing waters. Singapore is an island city-state that is renowned for its opulence and thriving business culture. It's unsurprising that it is home to many of the world's most lavish villas and hotels. One of these is the Marina Bay Sands Pool, sitting atop a skyscraper overlooking the city. It holds the distinction of both the world's highest pool and the world's highest infinity pool. At 340 meters high, it is monstrously tall, and the infinity pool effect creates the illusion that swimmers are right at the precipice of the building. Of course, the pool is reserved for hotel guests, and the resort is not cheap. Though the price fluctuates, guests can easily pay $500 a night for a basic room. But everyone agrees it's a fair deal for access to this one-of-a-kind infinity pool. However, the pool rests so high on the Singapore skyline that many people avoid it, simply for fear of heights. In 2016, images emerged from the Kongqing Pool in China. During a heat wave, so many locals were desperate for a dip that they packed like sardines into the water. It was so crowded that the swimmers, almost all clad with flotation devices, could barely move. Hopefully none of the revelers suffered from claustrophobia, because the quarters were uncomfortably close for every single holidaymaker. Apparently these scenes are not out of the ordinary in densely populated China. The government is hastily building new pools to accommodate the new public fixation, especially as summers get steadily warmer every year. Chinese authorities have issued a heat alert every year for the past 5 years, making these massive pools even more deadly. Nemo 33 in Brussels, Belgium is the second deepest diving pool in the world. Reserved for expert divers only, the massive cylindrical pool plummets 33 meters into the earth. This pool is actually equipped with a tunnel, caves with air pockets, and windows looking at the bar. With an entry fee of only €25, it is truly accessible to all. However, several accidents have occurred in this massive pool, leading many to question its safety. While it still isn't Bora Bora, the facility is extravagant and multi-purpose, used for recreation, several different diving instruction packages, military training, and film production. Various underwater windows allow visitors to peer through the 2.5 million liters of highly filtered spring water and watch the divers as they swim about at different depths.